I like to be checked on my knowledge so that way I can get smarter every day.
Yeah,
so
no, and I understand. You should look it up again though, because it's obstruction. The higher courts have ruled it has to be
If I've decided you're going to be arrested, then you have to identify yourself.
Yeah, well, I have to be arrested. Yeah, but obstruction is a physical act. I can't obstruct or delay you by saying I'm not going to ID. I don't have to because I'm not under arrest.
Depending on what point in the process we get to, that is correct.
Yeah, well,
depending on what point in the process.
All right, I'd look it up.
No,
I mean,
it
happens to me all the time, and I never ID.
Okay.
So.
Anyway, anything else you need from me, bud?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just here to document at this point.
I got you. And I can make recommendations all day in regards to security and all that other fun stuff, but it sounds like you got all your stuff in order.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
So you good?
I'm good. If I wanted the guy in custody, it would be, but I just don't do that. It ain't gonna help him. Cool. But the litigation's better.
Page this is going to, or something I can look up, or anything?
I'm sure you'll see it. You guys will see it.
Right.
I'm surprised if you guys don't know me already, but that's the toughest fucking mustache I've ever seen in my life. Look at that fucker. Hell yeah, rock that bad boy.
What's your YouTube, dude?
I don't have one yet. It's my first time doing it.
All right, man. Well, you have a good rest of your day.
All right, likewise. I'm just gonna watch.
I'm gonna have you call.
and one too. I was in the first one. Yeah, there's two of them. I was in both. Dude, honestly, I don't know, because you guys came out, a cop that I already know, dealt with, super cool. It's like, hey, he can be here, we're out of here. Yeah, earlier today, he's like, we're out of here. And then, like, I don't know, like a half an hour later, these guys showed up. So I have no clue if it was them or them. I don't know. Like, I really don't know, because they had already solved, too. They're like, oh, he could be here. Even before you guys came. Nope. Nope, nothing. Right. So I was surprised when they came, because I was like, this is taken care of. Like,
yeah, somebody called them.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't like what you were doing in there, and obviously
yeah.
called them.
Maybe a private biz, one of the private biz. I don't know.
Okay.
On top of that, he's lying to the police in a report, so that's a crime as well. So, all I say is they're lucky I don't give statements, because at this point he would be screwed right here, and the other guy would be screwed. But it's just not my style. So I'm just letting you know, because you're lying. You lied to him saying he just hit my phone. So it's a lie. I mean, you saw him rush me twice, right? He wasn't lying. He's just speaking as to what he saw. It's not true. I don't press charges on people anyways, but it's just not true. He watched him. He watched him rush me twice.
Right. Right. There's no crime that you're... So, yeah, it's the A1, which is technically usually reserved for the physical aspect.
Well, that's obstruction.
Right,
Yeah.
but so obstructing an investigation.
Resisting, delaying, obstruction, but your Fourth Amendment right doesn't go in that. Look it up. Just I'd look it up more.
Well, I mean, I literally just looked it up off CalCrim and a bunch of law groups just to confirm that I was right, because I was
questioning it. All A1 does is say you have to, you just can't resist, delay, or obstruct.
Correct. And in the state of California, if you are detained, it's not a shall ID state, right? We are not a shall ID state. So therefore, I can't just pull up and be like, hey, what's your name, dude?
Well,
but if you're suspected of a crime and therefore detained, right?
So a lot of people are confused about that.
Yeah, so reasonable suspicion is essentially just like, hey, is this guy, has this guy, or will this guy be committing a crime, right? Okay. So that's reasonable suspicion, which in the state of California is enough for me to detain somebody.
Yeah, that's not true.
Okay.
Yeah, just trust me. So in like a stop and identify...
No, are they good inside?
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay. I'm just waiting on getting the other dude's information. And then, yeah, he was just clarifying what I was talking about. You guys can take it.
We got nothing pending.
Yeah, we're just BSing at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so stop and identify state is like Nevada, right?
Right.
That law specifically says, and every state's different that has stop and ID laws, that law specifically says if an officer has reasonable suspicion you've committed a crime under Terry, they have the right to get your personal information.
Terry's something completely different, right?
But that's where reasonable suspicion comes from, is from Terry versus Ohio.
Well, no, Terry is completely separate. Terry allows me to frisk the pockets of somewhere there would be a weapon based off of certain circumstances.
Terry versus Ohio established reasonable suspicion.
Right.
Because before that, you had a probable cause standard under the Fourth Amendment. Reasonable suspicion. Correct. But that's Terry.
Pat search you is a separate thing.
Well, now, yeah, but now there's People versus Garcia for pat search, right? You have to have reasonable suspicion. I have a weapon now under People versus Garcia.
Well, that's what, based off of multiple articulable facts, that's what Terry versus Ohio was in the first place.
Right.
It was based off of like lighting, timing, area, is it a high gang, high crime area, right? Things like that.
Well, what I'm saying is under Terry, that's where reasonable suspicion happens. So if you have in the stuff...
It's been around multitudes prior to Terry v. Ohio.
Before Terry versus Ohio, you were not allowed to stop somebody for reasonable. So that's a 1969 case. It's so old. Police couldn't say you had a probable cause standard at that point. You had to have probable cause they committed a crime. Terry versus Ohio said, no, we can detain you under reasonable suspicion you've committed a crime, and we can pat frisk you if X, Y, Z, right? But what I'm saying saying is, regardless of Terry, what I'm saying is that's the stop and ID laws. If you have reasonable suspicion somebody committed a crime in a stop and ID state, you can ID that person. California doesn't have that. The only law in California that says even under reasonable suspicion, you have to lawfully arrest somebody for them to ID. And it's at the jail. So you can't charge somebody with obstruction because they didn't want to ID because you had reasonable suspicion.
So if you get all the way down to the point of booking and you're still failing to identify yourself, that's typically when
then it's the charge.
And that's what I was telling you. Right? It's a little bit different circumstances.
Yeah, so it's lawfully arrested.
Right.
But it wouldn't be out on the street. Like right here I could deny. But if you said, no, I'm gonna give you a ticket, that's an arrest, right? And I'd have to ID. See what I'm saying? You're
mixing a couple of things, which, I mean, it's understandable because of how California law is written in the first place. It's just very legal jargony, and it's a bunch of like, I can argue this side and I can argue this side because of how gray everything's written. Give me one second.
An exact law where it says in California somebody has to identify if they've been lawfully arrested for a crime. So, but now we're all out of here.
Cool.
Anything else for me, officer?
No, you're good, dude. I appreciate all your help.
So we'll see how this guy turns out after lying like that to the police.
Did you get the event number?
Yes, I think he gave it to me. Yeah, I got a paper. Cool.
All right,
see you guys later.
Enjoy the rest
We'll
of
see you again. Likewise. Take care. Oh, I do need you guys' badge names and badge numbers though.
Wild Neighbor 555.
Oh, interesting name.
Bliss 875.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Have a good day. Like I said, we're back. Because it's important to document. To document where it happened, what happened, why, when, how, all that good stuff. So, yeah, we'll come back and check everything out. Let's get everything here. I'm good. Thank you.
Wow, loser.
Likewise, clown. So this dude just came out and said, wow, loser. But again, is that the type of people we want to employ, right? All right, I do need this shot. How's it going?
Excuse me, I'm getting this gallery.
Oh yeah, go do your thing, man.
You want to step aside?
You got
Come
it.
over here.
No, I'm good.
Go in. I'll be right back. Shoot.
That's a good shot there. So this is the grumpy dude from yesterday. He is not the one who just walked up and said loser. But it's the same guy with the same attitude, right? Like I'm standing right here. He opens the door and is like, step aside, I'm getting this gal or whatever. Dude, you had to open the door. You have all this room. You have like 4-foot space from there to the wall that you could walk past, right? Why do you think I'm back here today? Because the security guards, hey, what's up, loser? Is that the loser? Yeah, but you won't call me that outside of that glass, though, will you? Coward.